Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad to hear this Thursday morning. Got a great show lined up. Be giving away a rod and reel today and all kind of cool things going on. So let's get started with our weather brought to us by Haney Technical Center at the corner of Baldwin and Highway 77. Looking at a nice day. There's a little bit of rain chance in different areas, but it's a high of 75, low of 57. Water temperature is 72.3. It's getting close to 73, so that's really strong right there. Really important now at this point in time in late April, early May, that we're getting this kind of water temperature. It's getting sort of steady, okay? If you study this stuff like I do, I just get fascinated with it. I probably talk about it too much. Y'all probably think I'm possessed with it, but it's so important in fishing, I promise you. Our river reading brought to us by Sandhill Seafood up on Highway 77. Good fresh seafood there every day, and it's cooked by some good local folks. All right, looking at the Apalachicola Bluntstown, it's falling out. Well, I'm sorry, it's not falling out. It's staying up. It's at 11.9. Let's just go ahead and call it right 11 foot. It's going to stay that way for another day or two. It's going to start falling out, I believe, by the weekend, looks like. And now the Choctawhatchee at Caryville is at 7.8. It's starting to fall out today. It'll be falling on out tomorrow. Be some good fishing on the Choctawhatchee. Tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn Funeral Home and Cemetery here on 23rd Street. We're looking at neap tides today, just not much movement at all. Marine forecast, southwest at what miles per hour? You got it, 10 to 20. I think I've had like 11 straight days of 10 to 20 coming in. All right, let's take a break and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Just got off the phone with Sea Quarters Marina. Got a report from down there. I want to check on the grouper bite, and I got it right here. The grouper has been building really strong, but it's hard to get to the grouper because of the red snapper. But they're catching a lot, but they really, a lot of guys down there have these smaller boats, so they're not getting out with this 10 to 20 wind. So hopefully this weekend, it's going to be a good weekend of grouper fishing down out of Sea Quarters Marina. And I also checked on the, what else? He said the triple tail is starting to come in, and the redfish bite has been good inshore. The trout bite's a little bit slow right now, but the triple tail and the redfish have been doing good. And they're using, a lot of guys down there use just live shrimp and get up into the mouth of the river and all. So that's a good steady report. The grouper bite is strong down there, and just got to get out there in it and catch your limit. All right, also want to talk about, I got one more picture to show you on turkeys. This is one of my, turkey season wound down, and this is Northwest National Wild Turkey Federation of Bay County Longbeards. And this is right here, this is Carl Hellett. He calling him in for his dad. And I just thought this is what a classic picture, because that's what turkey hunting is about, doing family things. And the irony of this, a lot of times it's a dad calling him in for the youngster, but now here, as time goes on, the youngster gets to call him in for the dad. So good job, Carl Hellett. And I know they do a lot of fishing. He does a lot of fishing with the dad and all. So I just love to see that, FWC officer and all. So we're glad to see that. I also want to talk about catfishing, getting back to fishing. That was, again, I don't know if we understand how phenomenal that 121-pound blue cat that Joel Singletary caught. We've talked about it several times, and the reason we're so tickled about it because it's one of our viewers and right here in the Panhandle now. Again, that's not a Bay County catfish, that's a Walton County catfish. Steelfield is over in Walton County, and it's really neat though. It hit just nationally. It exploded and everybody started talking about it. We got FWC involved in it, and they started talking about it, and we got a situation there where everything was really good as far as setting a record unofficially. But when you break a record that big, but what's tickled me a lot, catfishing becoming popular again really quick. And a lot of people want to go catfishing and don't go planning to catch a record like that. But we're going to talk tomorrow about noodle fishing up in Lake Seminole. That's a really big deal now. It's not hard to do. As you'll see when we interview the guy he and his wife went noodle fishing. So I've got him coming on the show talking about noodle fishing. So we're going to go ahead and talk about that, all kind of stuff coming on. So catfishing though is really popular. The big thing about that is you can do it, rod and reel. I know down at Howard Creek there are some ladies that go with their husbands. They love to go catfishing because they can get in the middle of the river or somewhere close to the middle, and they can just fish on the bottom with a lead line and just a hook. And I did that with my dad a lot growing up. And the reason they like to do that, a lot of wives, including my very own, they don't like to get up in those sloughs in front of the boat, winding in and out with a limb hanging over, and every limb they see, they got a stake on it. I know. Been there and done that, so I've learned over the years we stay in open water when it's just Gail and I at the creek, but or sometimes I'll let her get in the back because I love fishing the sloughs also. Now, I think y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyway, let's go on. One of the other things too, we had a good time on the show Monday. We got a lot of comments on having Austin Gibbons on the show. He was talking about being on the Appalachian Trail, and I just wanted to show you a map of the Appalachian Trail. This is right here. This is where it starts in North Georgia and goes to Maine, 2100. I'm sorry, we don't have it on yet. We lost it. We had some, we'll get it back here. It's a 2,100 mile track, and the average people, most people just do segments like we talked about before. And Austin was out there just a period of time, like about a month and all. But I wanted to show you. Let's see if we can get this on. All right, we got it on now, Jeff? All right, here we go. North Georgia, right there north of Atlanta, and you sort of see the hiking, and the through hikers, they can go too. But anyway, what I wanted to show you, this is the area right here north of Atlanta. I want to zoom in. This is the area I've done. It goes through the Smoky Mountains. See where it starts here? But what I liked about it is going through the Smoky Mountains and Annahalia. It starts at Springer Mountain, and you can do segments at a time. But this area through the Carolinas, up through Asheville. Tennessee and Carolinas is a really pretty part. And that's just a really neat section right there. So we got a lot of comments on Austin and all doing it. So I wanted to give a shout out to that. Appreciate y'all giving us the feedback on that. But you can go there, got all kind of information online about where you can stay in different places and all. And if you just want to do it. But if you just want to do it locally, like I said over and over again, go over to Terrell State Park and get a taste of it. And it's fun just having all that stuff on the back of the backpack on your back, and everything you need is right there. And it's a lot of fun. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. We're going to talk, we're talking a lot about pompano, and I know you're about tired of hearing it, but let's talk about, and we're about to wrap it up, but let's talk about grilling pompano, because, we caught some the other day, we grilled them, and they're just really good. And I like to, here's what I do with my fish. I grill the pompano and the grouper, okay? I fry the brim and the snapper. That's just what we do, but they're all good. But here's what I do with a pompano. This is a little wire thing here. And the grouper, I do it different. With the pompano, I just put here. I'm gonna let this is the pompano called, okay? So you just put it in here, okay, like that, of course, and then I have it on the grill. And Gail puts the stuff, the onions and the seasoned salt. It's nothing, and some other stuff on it. It's her little recipe, but it's nothing fancy. Real simple stuff we all have in the kitchen, or all you ladies have in the kitchen. But she gets it prepped, and I get it out here, and I put it on the grill, and I cook it. This is not Captain Anderson's recipe and all, just something I do. I do about 3 to 4 minutes on one side. It's got onions and all. Those onions are going to sort of burn all that, but they'll cook in. And bell pepper and all that. Then you flip it over. I'll cook it 3 or 4 minutes that way, okay? And then I flip it back over, 3 to 4 minutes that way. And then one more time. So I'm cooking on both sides anywhere to 6 to 7 minutes. And that's the head and everything now. If I were to fillet it, if it's a real big one, I'll fillet it, and if it's thick and all. But these ideal size, that 12 to 13 inch pompano, and a lot of people are catching those now. And I probably got my hat dirty. A lot of people are catching that size, 11, 12, 13 inches. And that legal size is 11, so don't keep anything under 11. But that's a perfect eating size. You go to a restaurant, that's the size they're going to serve you. And you got to do to keep your head on. That's the great thing about it. Just all you got to do is take that little bit of guts and all out, and it's ready to eat. And it's good fresh. Okay. So the advantages of grilled fish. I looked this up. I'm gonna go through it. A lot of advantages of grilled fish. Of course, fish is high. Number one, high in protein. I got about low in fat. It has really good omega-3 fatty acids. Okay. Also, vitamin D. I mean, the fish is just so healthy. Calcium. Number 6 is strong source of iron. 7, magnesium. All these minerals we need. 8, potassium. Now, you don't need to take all these pills for this stuff. You just go eat some fish. It promotes a healthy heart. Number 9. Number 10, protects the brain health. We have a lot of people that need that. So some of y'all especially, I won't call that a name, being any of you guys my friends, but it protects your brain health. Number 11, prevents depression. Anytime you go fishing, it's going to prevent depression. Number 12, prevents asthma. Number 13, promotes better sleep. And number 14, promotes beauty, skin, and hair. Again, I won't call that a name for some of you guys, but it's really good. It helped my hair a lot. But anyway, those are the advantages of grilled fish, okay? Also, getting ready, a lot of folks getting ready to go out in the boat. Some people have already been out, and we'll talk more about this in detail next week, but boat prep and getting everything ready for the boat. And I was talking, what made me think about, I was talking to a good outdoorsman 2 days ago, and he was talking about he was aggravated because he had to do this to the boat, had to do that to the boat, and what happens over the winter, it sets up for probably 80 to 90% of outdoorsmen. The boat is set up over the winter, and we'll talk about running and all, but not just the boat, the trailer tires. You got to make sure. I was down the creek the other day. I got mad because one of my trailer tires had lost air. Of course, I pumped it right back up, but I was aggravated because I hadn't had it out during the winter, my little creek boat, and it was just because of negligence on my part. So you got to stay on top of these things and keep your boat covered and clean and all, but you got to make sure that gas, we'll talk about it every year, that gas has got to be really good and clean. That's so important. So boat prep, I just wrote that down as an important thing as far as, and I've noticed this too, and I've changed my mind as far as my opinion of these boats. The original pontoon boats, I never thought much about them because they were sort of big and bulky and the wind blew them around and all. I've been on them, I just never thought much of them. But over the last few years, the engineering and development of these deck boats, and some of them have tritoons and those kind of boats. These deck boats are very, very practical, and I'm really beginning to admire them. I don't want one myself; it won't fit in my lifestyle. But if you got kids and people to go with you a lot, like 7 or 8 people, and go out to the island or whatever, those deck boats are ideal. You can fish off of them really good also. I've just really been impressed with them the last couple of years. So I'm not like I said, when they first came out, they were just real bulky and all the big old things. But they're a lot better now. So anyway, I just want to throw that about boats, and I don't plan to get one, but they're very practical. Okay. Also talked about the tip I gave the other day was on the rod holders for the. See, all this is a PVC pipe, and just cut it at an angle. Just cut it like that. And there's some pipe out there. What I was talking about is the thickness, okay? You want a real thick lip, so when you hit it with a mallet like that, you drive it down into the sand, it'll break. Those thin ones break all the time. That was a tip I was talking about the other day, but I didn't have a prop to show you, so I brought this today to show you. And this cost me absolutely nothing. I don't have about 8 or 9 of them. I only use 3, but I just got them all over the place. I just like to look at them, I guess. So I was down at the creek yesterday. I had to run down to meet a guy doing some work for me. And I was waiting on him. I was just sitting there, and I was just sort of chilling, just relaxing. I was thinking how nice it is on a weekday to just be down at Howard Creek and be down there, and it was real nice and peaceful and quiet. And my mind always running. I was thinking of some slogans. You see these little signs in these shops and all about this life, all kind of little slogans about how you enjoy the area. So I came up with 5 little slogans about Howard Creek. And I'm going to get one of my granddaughters or 2 of them and paint me up some little signs on a couple of them because they stuck with me. So I'm just going to share them with you. Now, let me remind you, this is my thinking, okay? Number 1, I got 5 of them. Number 1, life's a struggle, but not at the creek, okay? Number 2, and this might be my favorite, because I thought about this earlier while driving down there. Number 2, this is a fish camp. It ain't 30A. All right? So you ain't got to really fix it up really super nice. Number 3, leave your drama, bring your boat. That's for my teenage grandkids. I'll bring the boat, you leave your drama. Okay, number 4, I get my high by casting my fly. Okay? And number 5, want to get rid of that frown? Then come on down. Now, I just wrote those, that were coming through my head while I was just sitting down there at the creek, and I was in the right frame of mind. So those are just some, like I say, those. Number 2, maybe my favorite. This is a fish camp. It ain't 38. So anyway, that was, when you go outdoors, you can substitute wherever you're at, whatever creek. You could be at Steelfield Landing, or you could be over there at the beach somewhere. You can substitute wherever you get to relax in the outdoors and all, okay? Let's wrap this up. Let's go ahead and take our break, and we'll come right back. All right, welcome back. Our fishing game time today brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers. We're looking at 10:09 a.m. to 12:09 p.m. A good time right there, and then 10:34 to 12:34 tonight. Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. I got one picture to show you real quick. I thought this was very interesting. Local game wardens are installing these camouflage cameras to catch poachers. Knock it down if you see one, okay? Just be aware of that. I think most of you people know where we're coming from right there. If the poachers out there, we want to recommend to all poachers that they try to remove these cameras so they don't get caught, all right? That's a good idea. I also want to, let's add some names on here. We're getting ready to do a drawing. I'll add a couple of names in our drawing. David Lee, let's get it up here. David Lee, Ron McCamick. Ron, good to see you. Glad you're doing better. Jody Williams and Debbie Williams. Loyal viewers right there. All right, now here's what we're giving away today. Let's, we got time to go through everything in here today. We're not going to rush through it. We've got a Shakespeare cap and a pin cap. And I love these shirts right here. This is a shirt from the Fish Bite people, okay? And it's got it here on the back. It's just real soft, okay? You're actually an official crew member of Fish Bites Fight Club Lures. Cool shirts. Like I said, I kept one myself because I just thought they were cool. Got that. Folks right here, that's a secret weapon, okay? Got Jeff's video. And Jeff, you still got some videos? Can you order them online? We'll talk about ordering them online. Here's a Penn coffee cup, okay? This is a cinch to hold your rope, really handy. And a couple of these koozes here, and of course our famous pliers. That's all these buckets have something similar to this, okay? It's just various things, but most of them have this kind of stuff in them. And then of course, a rod and reel. Well, I'm gonna sit right here. The rod and reel. This is a surf stick. This is Shakespeare surf stick. Okay, ideal for pompano fishing, and it's really, really nice. Shakespeare, good brand right there. Okay, that's what we're giving away today. So let me get everything squared away, and the winner is going to be. I'm gonna stir them up really good. And I'm coming all the way from the bottom now. In fact, I'm going the second time to the bottom. And we're going to pull out. The winner is going to be Brian Talley from Panama City. Brian Talley, okay? And we'll get your name on it because we've got 1 week now to come out and pick these up, if you would. They started getting crowded, and we'll write that down later. Now, one of the things, too, just jumping from fishing to hunting off-season, and we think about this every year. I'm going to go more detail about it later, but one of the things right here about your food plots, and we just really want to make sure if you have some land and all that, one of the top things for deer are always soybeans, and we have a lot of soybeans around here. We really do. But you can see deer love soybeans and all kind of other things too you can put out. And like I said, I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but the clover, different types of clover, crimson clover, that's turkey and deer love that. And then buckwheat, okay, and then cow peas, and there's just a bunch of them. I just wanted to mention your food plots and certain things to do. But now, I want to close out the last couple minutes. I want to talk about the seasons, different seasons. We're into the end of pompano season, May. We're coming up with May, and we're going to talk a lot about fly fishing in May, and freshwater fishing is going to be excellent as we approach it. We've got this full moon now coming Monday night. So this weekend is going to be good because it's almost like a May full moon because it's the last day of April. And then we got it going out. But, I just want to talk about the seasons. Like I say, the king mackerel, we're right around the corner. June's going to be king mackerel mainly. And then, of course, triple tail is starting to come in now. and just catch on those triple tails, just sort of keep what you're going to eat and release those others. They get pretty hard and they're so easy to catch. So I'm very reluctant to keep a lot of triple tail. I just sort of keep one and let them go. But all that stuff's going on. But the seasons, understand the seasons of not just the fish, but the animals going through it and all. We're at the end of the line now as far as sheds. You saw the picture yesterday where the little buck is about that, the select part, the spike is about that size. So keep that in mind. It's still to be one of the last couple of weekends to go shed hunting. The sheds will still be there a little while, but if you want to do that, a good time to go. Also, speaking of hunting things, on the way to Howard Creek yesterday, if you haven't been on a Weewah Highway in a while, Highway 22, you're going to be fascinated by how all the timber's been cut, and they're putting fields out there, planting and putting pastures and cattle. And the Mormon church has bought a huge chunk of land, and the transformation has been almost breathtaking if you haven't seen it in a while. And as I was driving along yesterday, it reminded me of the early Florida. The original cowboys came from Florida, and long before they were out in Texas and Oklahoma, the cowboys came on the Florida cattle drives coming down out of Georgia and Carolinas, driving those cattle in the central part of the state. And now for a long time it was cattle. Then they planted trees all over the place, and now we've reverted back. We're going back to pasture land and cattle. It's sort of been interesting to follow that transformation, but it's really something. But anyway, I was wondering if any of y'all know, when I see a plowed field, the first thing I think of is going to look for arrowheads. I love going to look. I don't know what kind of permission you get, if you could get permission when they plow that land, just go there for a day or two, just looking for arrowheads, after they finish working and all, in the afternoons on Saturday morning. So if you know the answer to that, I would love to. There's some nice, around some of those creek areas, I promise you there'll be some nice arrowheads and things like that you could look at. I don't know if you can legally keep them, but you can certainly look at them and take a picture. So anyway, I would love to do that. So if y'all know the answer to that. Got to wrap it up. Got a great show lined up tomorrow. We got a guest coming on. We're going to talk about fishing. We got some seafood to give away. We're getting ready for a great weekend. So y'all make sure and do something good for your fellow man today. You have a great day at work or school or wherever you are. Always enjoy our great Panhandle Outdoors. Have a great day, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.